Hi, my name is Blair Hill, and today we're going to talk about how to properly halter livestock. This is a level 2 skill for animal science. So our lesson objectives, we're going to be able to identify the purpose and the parts of a livestock halter. Livestock halter looks like this piece of rope right here. Safely approach and handle livestock when we go to halter them. Correctly place the halter on an animal, and then demonstrate the proper techniques for walking haltered livestock around. So why is this skill important? Well, it improves animal control, so we have control of their head, we can walk them where we want them in a safe manner that's safe for the animal and ourselves. It also reduces animal stress, so when an animal is on a halter, they're not able to run around. And it's essential for livestock shows and daily management. So my students show animals all summer, so it's important that they learn how to halter livestock so that we have a stress-free summer. So how do we approach an animal? First, we start by moving slowly, speaking calmly, watching body language, and staying aware of surroundings. What we don't want to do is quick movements, loud noises, and approaching from blind spots. So I have my lovely friend here. So if I wanted to approach the animal the wrong way, I would run up to the goat and I would scream and I would move my hands around and the goat would probably back up. The correct way is to walk slowly, speak calmly, watch for the body language. If the goat backs up, then you give them space. Be aware of surroundings. So I have a diagram up here of a blind spot. So the blind spot of a goat is directly behind them, and then they have some peripheral vision. So the blind spot is where their peripheral vision ends and they can't see you. So if they can't see you, they get more flighty and they're nervous because they do not know where you are. So it's important to stay out of the blind spots and calmly approach an animal. The parts of a halter, they sound like where they go. So I always tell my students that in order to put the halter on, you're going to walk them with your right hand. Most people are right-handed, and you want the rope to come up. So this is upside down, the rope's coming down. So we start with the lead rope, so this is how you lead them around. Then we have a chin strap, so that's this bottom piece that goes around the chin. The head stall goes around their head. The nose piece goes over the nose, and then the eye loop. Hey guys, so now that we've learned how to put on a halter on a stuffed animal, we're gonna do it on my friend here, Brewer. So same thing for a cow. The halter goes on the same way, it's just a little bigger as you can tell. So we still have the chin strap, the nose piece, the head stall, and then we're going to hold it with our right hand because he's always going to be on the right side of me when we're showing and walking. So for the cows and the bigger animals, I like to put it over their ears first. He's a little sensitive. He doesn't necessarily love his ears being touched. So I'm going to put it around his ears, and then I'm going to pull it down so that it sits right, this nose piece is right on his nose, and I'm going to pull this down around his chin, and then I'm going to adjust it to make sure that it's not too far up towards his eyeballs. We want him to be able to see, and that it's sitting perfectly on his nose and his chin. And so now I have him all done. And if he tries and pulls, this will tighten up under his chin. And we're gonna talk about flight zones and how to safely approach an animal. So all animals are different. They all have different flight zones, different areas that they're comfortable with humans being. And as you work with your animal and you put them on a halter more and more, their flight zones become a lot smaller. So this guy right here, his flight zone is pretty small. I can walk right over, he'll come up to me, he loves to be pet. So his flight zone is 0. He does not care what happens. And so he's gonna be my example for how to put a halter on a goat. So I always tell my students, same thing, we wanna make sure we walk them with the right hand. So I have it in my right hand. And I wanna make sure that the lead rope is going up, okay? So when I put it on him, I'm gonna start by putting it over his nose. I'm gonna put his ears through, and then I'm going to tighten it up so that it fits him properly. And then I will be able to walk him around wherever I want him to walk, and he's gonna walk perfect for me. And so to take it off, you just take the chin rope and you pull it up and the whole thing comes off. So the other goats here, they have a larger flight zone. So when we approach them, we want to make sure that we're using calm movements, low voices, no screaming, no chasing. And I have my students work together to maneuver the goats in a corner so that they're able to, in a low stress environment, capture these goats, hold them, and one student holds the goat and the other student is able to put the halter on.